We now have Stephen Quinn live at the indoor practice field to let us know what's going on at the Mazzoli press conference. Stephen, when do you expect to hear any news on the Ole Miss appeal to NCAA?
That's right, I'm here live at the indoor practice facility where the news broke just an hour and a half ago. Jeremiah Mazzoli's waiver request to the NCAA to play this year, 2010, has been denied. Now, there was an impromptu press conference held at 4 o'clock with Houston Nutt, Athletic Director Pete Boone, and Jeremiah Mazzoli himself. Mazzoli saying he was shocked by the decision. Now, stay tuned in sports where we will have comments from Houston Nutt and details that, of course, in sports later on in the show. Guys, back to you.
Stephen Quinn is live at the tab pad. What do you think of our chances against Tennessee, Stephen?
Well, Blake, if the Ole Miss Rebels are going to have any chance tonight against the Tennessee Volunteers, they're going to need consistent play from their guards David Huertas and Tarico White. Especially the play of Tarico White. You might remember in the 73-66 loss to LSU, Tarico played very well in the first half, leading the Rebels to a halftime lead. Second half, started to look a little tired, not getting his legs in under him. Many wonder if this freshman is starting to get fatigued. You might remember this is a kid who would be playing district finals basketball last year. 6 games ago before the conference tournaments even start here, so that will be a key in this game.
What do you think about the quarterback battle going into next season?
Well, you know, I talked to Coach Ken Austin, the offensive coordinator, after the game, and he said it flat out. Snead's going to have to play better in order to keep his job. I think that's really the issue at hand here. You know, Ole Miss fans, they weren't sure whether they should be relieved or intrigued when Stanley came in. You know, that was his second interception. You see flashes of brilliance. We've seen the projections at the beginning of the year. This guy has the talent to be a top quarterback, but it's not always there. There's certainly some still work that needs to be done. I don't expect him to go to the NFL. That was obviously an option at the beginning of the year. And to reiterate it, what Coach Austin said, he's going to have to play better.
But Friday's game against Clarksdale was no ordinary game. It was senior night. And for stars Robert Liggins and Mont Dean, their last chance to play as an Oxford Charger. 12 years ago, the University of Mississippi elected its first black student body president. This year, the university, which had been plagued in the past by its civil rights history, will have 2 African Americans running for that position. They're the only major university in the country to do so. For both the candidates, it's a unique situation, one that they say is a special one. In a tiny Mississippi town, work begins on a brand new house. Workers both young and old pitch in on the effort. They are hurrying to build a house and help rebuild a community. The town of Smithville needs both. Devastated by an EF5 tornado 6 months ago, many residents left their homes and the town for good. Cheryl Clark knows the hardships of starting over.
There'll be difficulties, but as devastating as it was when the tornado hit, it's like a fresh new beginning. It's like a new start.
Thanks to the help of volunteers from 8 Days of Hope, Cheryl's process of rebuilding has already begun. Created in response to Hurricane Katrina, the group helps those affected by natural disasters. Only 10 of the volunteers have any experience building homes. Most just come to help any way possible. Many volunteers are taking a week away from their families and jobs, but to David Fisher, who leads the project, the reward is worth it.
Unfortunately, a lot of people don't understand, you know, why we're here. You're not getting paid. They don't understand that. But the privilege of being down here and being a part of bringing hope, just you go home with a fullness, with a joy that it just doesn't end when the trip's over, because everybody's looking forward to the next opportunity. You make friends down here for life.
As the volunteers help repair homes, they perhaps soothe a deeper loss, one that can never be rebuilt. Reporting for Newswatch, I'm Stephen Quinn. The Rebels were outshot, outdriven, and at times pushed around Thursday. In another game Andy Kennedy needed for any chance of a tournament bid, the Rebels played flat and appeared uncomposed. The Rebels' blowout loss to Vanderbilt saw the Commodores shoot 10 of 12 from three-point land to start the game, and saw the Rebels called for 3 technical fouls. But the fireworks didn't start until after the game. That's when teammates Reginald Buckner and Jelon Kendrick had to be separated after an altercation outside the team locker room.
While Ole Miss media officials attempted to block reporters from filming the two players, Coach Kennedy tried to downplay the incident.
I've been doing this 16 years, and when you're in practice, there's competition, and guys are going to get emotional at times. Obviously, there's a line that can't be crossed. And again, I was in the locker room dealing with, one thing, and so I didn't see everything. But I know emotions were real high, and guys made some comments or some actions that obviously we can't have.
The Rebels have had some miracle moments against Kentucky. Perhaps none is more unlikely and more urgent than now.
We got a game Saturday against the #1 team in the country in Rupp Arena, so we better get up off the mat quickly.